I don't main really any characters unless it's a healer because I'm really good when I do a healer.
I was so angry yesterday. I was trying to get a win in Call of Duty. Every time.
If it wasn't, I don't have any teammates. And if it's not that I don't have any teammates,
Somebody shit. I was inside of the building, right? So you think I'm safe? Nah. I walk into rooms. One, two, three, four. All shooting at the door. I'm like, damn. I remember one time. All I That's all I did. I slid to the roof. Those niggas were on the other side of the roof with snipers and shit, hard scooping. So I'm trying to dodge and shoot. I died. They were two different. Then there was a time when I tried to win. This nigga was like 1,100 something. Hits me out of the sky. So I don't forget. And then when I heard that teammate, my teammates were just boop, 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 boop.
When I was 75, I got a 50 kill streak in COD once, and that was. I think it was literally 2 days ago, early in the morning.
I just do two easy ass movement and I try not to. It's hard level 400 going against level 1,000. I mean, I don't even get that many wins in a fucking game. Going against level 1,000.
You need somebody to help grind with you out here.
Oh God, bro, I'll help you grind Rocket League, bro.
Do it look like I play fucking Rocket League? I'm tired.
Oh God, Rocket League is so goated, bro. I can't believe you're playing that game now. That's crazy.
I know why, bro. We ain't gonna have me fighting.
Don't make me beat you up. Oh God, I'll beat you up. We can fight right now. Let's fight. Come on. Put him up. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's why these That's why these people don't mess with me.
Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. What did you say, bro? What the fuck?
I heard him right?
Nah, I didn't say nothing, my guy.
I'm not the only one that heard him.
Hey, I didn't have to say anything though. Minecraft. But it's kind of like in any other game. It's not doing it anymore, but it was. Okay.
Oh, here you go.
Mike said he looked like somebody.
Bro, my little brother spilled fucking soda on this keyboard. So now this shit's sticky as hell. And once I get to Miss Murphy's, I'm gonna have to clean that shit.
So genuine thing. I don't think genuine thing.
Bro, just say it. Just say it.
You know, Bill from Dorado, right?
What?
You know that the female character Shay from Dorado, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Her, nigga.
Her,
Yeah.
bro. I've been seeing fucking reels and goddamn YouTube shorts. I'm like, God damn,
She is fine as hell.
bro. This what got me into bad bitches. This what got me into black bitches. Like that ass.
Only light skins though, I'm not gonna lie. For
Light
me.
skins, curly hair.
Yeah.
Can't beat me. I'm not gonna lie. That's my fucking kryptonite. That's my fucking kryptonite. Crazy like that ass. That is my fucking
For everybody knows I get all the hoes.
I'm talking with you.
yeah, welcome to the villa. Granny.
I mean, I lost my father. I don't know where he is.
I'm proud to be motherless. I have a stepmom.
Just trauma.
All right, go into the links on the Let's Learn portion of your.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, my real mom did some fucked up shit. Well, she did like drugs and shit, and but like she didn't really do that much like fucked up shit to like me. More like she did fucked up shit to my dad. Like not just like cheating on him, but she was always like getting him in prison for shit he didn't do, and then she would hide it from him. It was just like a fucked up game of.
So you said your mother cheated on your dad.
Not yeah, that's one thing.
And she.
And she kept putting him in prison for not shit. So he couldn't even like talk to me or my siblings. So he didn't really even know us for like years because he was always in prison because of my mom.
That is fucked up.
And that's just the shit I know about.
Again, I know it's a long article. I don't expect anybody to read it word for word. But if you read the highlighted points,
Yeah.
it starts talking about cover letters, the section in cover letters, and why they are important. I'm sure everybody's heard of resumes, why it's important to have a good resume for a job. But a cover letter is a different document. Equally, if not more important than your resume. That's why we're talking about it today. Put in
Did you really color code
a
them?
resume for a job. It's not even going to be looked at unless you have a good cover letter on top of it. The cover letter is what gets the HR person, the hiring manager, whoever, the interest to even look at your resume. When you make up your resume, and we're going to work on that later as we go through, your resume is a pretty static document until you get more education, until you get more experience on a job. Your resume is pretty much going to stay the same. Your cover letter, however, will change for every job because they are job specific. You are writing it to tell them, why do I want to work here? Why am I going to be good at this job? Why you should give me this job? If you scroll down, it tells you what needs to be included in the cover letter. Obviously, at the top, you start out with your contact details. A professional sounding email is what you want on there. If you have an email you use for gaming or social media that's cute, clever, whatever, that's fine. But that's not the kind of email you want to be using when you're trying to get a job. You can literally make 10,000 free Gmail accounts if you want. So make one that sounds professional, first, last name. You want to avoid using like your date of birth. Like if your name is John Smith, there's 10 million John Smiths, right? So a lot of people put John Smith and then the year they were born, 2008 or whatever. But you don't want to use a date like that because, again, people, even though it's against the law, people are going to discriminate They're going to see your date. Oh, this person was born in 2010. They're far too young to work at this job. So you're not even going to get through the front door because you use that date on your email. Same thing when you get older. Like if I put A. Klimczak 1974 on my email address, they're going to be like, oh, that dude is way too old. We're not hiring him. We're not even looking at his resume. So in your intro, you want your personal information, what you're applying for, where you're applying to, and why you're applying. It's important when you're looking for a job that you do some research on the company so you know who you're talking to, who the hiring manager is. Again, all that information can be found online with a little bit of research into the company. So you find that information, you put that in your cover letter, it makes you look more professional, makes you look like you know what you are doing. You get into the body, that's the story behind your achievements. You want to be as factual as possible because people actually do check this stuff. Yeah, you may be able to, fluff up your resume a little bit, make yourself sound more important than you actually are, but you don't want to flat out lie in a resume because in Indiana, if they find out you've lied on your application or resume, they can just fire you right on the spot. They don't have to have any other reason than you misrepresented yourself in your resume. So you could be working there 10 years and somebody can call you out and be like, no, you did not graduate from this place. You got a GED, you're fired, you're done. Right? So you can't lie, you have to be honest. You don't have to include stuff that makes you look bad, but if they ask you about it, you cannot flat out lie on your cover letter or resume. And then a conclusion in there mentions your future plans, thanks to the reader. And again, you always want to end your cover letter with some kind of action on their part. Like, I look forward to hearing from you in the future. I look forward to learning more about this position. Put it back in their court so they feel like they have to respond to it and get back with me. If you just put sincerely in your name, that's easy for them. They don't have to take any action. Most people, if you request an action from somebody, they're going to respond, right? It's like if you ask somebody a question in a text or email, you expect them to respond to you, right? If they don't, you're like, well, that's kind of odd. And the person getting it, when you get a text or an email that asks for some kind of response, you kind of feel some sort of internal responsibility to at least somehow respond to that person. Again, this is a super long article. It gives you countless examples of different cover letters, how they should look. When should you write a cover letter? The answer is always with your job application, okay? It's important in submitting a resume if you want to look like a serious candidate for the job. And that's why we're covering it. That's why it's so important. It talks about how to write perfect cover letter, the things that need to be. If you go into Google Docs even, there's countless examples of free cover letter templates where you just have to put your information in there. It tells you exactly how to do it. You just plug in your information. But you want something that's going to stand out, something that's going to look good to the employers. And again, I'm not going to read through over and over talking about the same thing. But you can look through that article because not today, but we're going to get into writing our own cover letters. And this is going to show you exactly step by step what needs to be included when we write this. There's a short video I have here, it's only like 7 minutes long, that covers some of these points.
When it comes to landing a first-round interview, your resume might be more important than a cover letter in all ways but one. A good cover letter evokes emotion in the reader, something even the best resume cannot do. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 key things my friend Amanda did in her cover letter that ultimately landed her multiple offers in management consulting firms and bulge bracket investment banks. And make sure to stay to the very end for a cover letter formatting power tip that I promise you've never heard of before. Let's get started. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Before you even begin to write the cover letter for a full-time job or internship application, you might be wondering, is it even necessary? And the answer is always going to be the same. A good one won't guarantee you the job, but a bad one will ensure you don't even get the first round interview. So let's break down the three things in this cover letter got right. Number one, and this is the most important tip, hook the reader in by mentioning a connection with the company. If you do this right, it will keep the reading past the first paragraph and onto why you should have this position over the other applicants. Let's take a look at what Amanda did in her example. Everyone tells me the entry-level consultant position in any of the Big Four firms is going to be the same. However, after attending 5 career fairs and speaking with over 20 professionals, it has become clear to me EY stands out from the rest. Let's pause right here. In this one sentence, Amanda does 3 things. She first hooks the reader in by mentioning a common perception about the consulting industry that all entry-level positions are the same, then immediately contradicting that very statement. Then she shows she's very proactive since she's been attending career fairs. And finally, she makes it clear that something about Ernst& Young, something about why stands out to her. Aren't you just a tiny bit curious as to what that is? In order for you to replicate what Amanda has done here with her cover letter hook, there's no way around doing some actual research. Number one, speak with a minimum of 3 industry professionals and ask them targeted questions designed to provide you with specific insight into that role and industry. I made an entire video on the best informational interview questions asked during coffee chats. I'll link that up here and down below. But in a nutshell, you want to stay away from asking generic questions like, tell me about your day-to-day. And instead, reword that to something like, what do you find most rewarding about your current role? By making small tweaks like this, you prompt the professional to tell you concrete examples that you can use in your cover letter, which in turn shows the recruiter, without a shadow of a doubt, you've clearly done your homework. Number two, you're applying for roles where software products involved, such as Google Ads, Facebook Ads, Office 365, Amazon AWS, Salesforce CRM. You want to go to websites such as G2 and Capterra to get a first-hand look at customer testimonials and reviews, since this will help you get a basic understanding of the product in a very short amount of time. Final tip is to remember the connection you mentioned has to be relatable with the reader, who is oftentimes a recruiter or hiring manager. If you're applying for a position at Apple, probably don't say how you're going to come up with the next big iPhone idea, and instead perhaps bring up their emphasis on privacy and how that's impacting the advertising industry. And for all the fresh guys out there, the less qualified you are for the position, the more important this first paragraph. You need to convince the hiring manager that your motivation, energy, willingness to learn will make you a stronger addition to the team than someone who might have a bit more experience but fail to be interested in their cover letter. Okay, I spent a lot of time on this first tip because if you don't get this right, none of the other stuff matters because they're not going to keep reading. Let me know down in the comment section below what roles you're applying for, and maybe I can reply with some good ideas. Cover letter tip number 2. Be purposeful about the information you include. Put another way, each paragraph in your cover letter, or rather each sentence, should have a reason for being there. In Amanda's cover letter, there are no wasted words. The first paragraph hooks the reader in, and the second paragraph expands on that hook. Too often, candidates start off their cover letters by saying, "Hi, my name is John.
I'm playing Minecraft right now.
Amanda skipped all that because she realized her
Only
resume
you
and
can
online
count on Liam to
applications
somehow
already
play
told
Minecraft
her all
in
that
the middle.
information. And the focus of the cover letter should be on why she in particular
I would play
should
Rocket
be
League,
chosen
but
for
I don't know how to play keyboard and mouse.
in our third and fourth paragraph,
Yeah,
Amanda
but no one's
highlighted
watching
relevant
this time.
that tie into the
Probably
responsibility
because it's really
of the
laggy.
role she's applying for. She spent 2 summers interning in management consulting firms and worked on a $2 million project. She developed problem-solving and project management skills, and she received recognition for always being on top of the deadline. She could have brought up leadership skills, how making changes at PowerPoint, or a strong background in data analytics, but she knows to focus on the most important factors for this role is deal size, project management skills, and reliability. The last paragraph can be a bit of
Well, I would still bring my Nintendo to school.
I said this shit out of here. I respect it though. I respect it though. You feel me?
God, bro.
You gotta grind harder, don't grind
applicants and emphasizing her project management ability, a core skill of any consultant.
How did? Oh God.
I had to hear myself
Not too much, just right. Come better tip number 3. Use a simple template and pay attention to white space. Just take a look at these 2 comments.
me,
Putting the formatting
I'm not
aside, which one do you instinctively prefer to? Probably this one, especially if this person was able to include all the information and concise structure. Wait, I especially like how the name and address section is in a separate column, meaning you don't have too much on the place. If you saw my Facebook video, you know that I really like having colored accents to give your cover letter a great personality while retaining that overall professional look and feel. And many of you might not know this, but including a relevant job title right below your name is beneficial since your cover letter is usually scanned by robots when uploaded and then finally, my biggest power tip when it comes to cover letter formatting, you might notice the first letter up top in the header here are two sizes larger than the rest. This is by design. So let's bring this back up to the same side. It's 26. Highlight the letters after the first one. Press Command Shift comma twice.
Bro, I wish I could listen to music right now, but I'm not trying to get copyrighted on YouTube.
Yet professional looking header for your cover letter. To reward those of you who have stuck around until now, here's a link to download this exact template so you can reference it when you're writing your own amazing cover letter. So circling back to the emotion aspect I mentioned at the beginning of the video. After reading this cover letter, the recruiter might come to the conclusion that Amanda is brilliant. She has a
I might be able to give it some more
all of which means that at
juice.
least a first round interview is warranted. As the next step, make sure to check out my video on how to write an incredible resume. And if you're interviewing right now, make sure to check out this playlist on common interview questions and answers. See you on the next video, and in the meantime, have a great one.
Same. Oh, I didn't pay attention to it at all. Not really. Some of the stuff I already knew though, because I used to take a class called Avid when I was in middle school.
main point is don't lie, don't over exaggerate.
Don't sound like a teenager.
Yeah. Try to make yourself like a perfect human being. You're not God. Or whatever God you are. Depends on what you believe in.
If you go into that hint-toed cover letters assignment there in the Let's Learn, there is one question to answer in the Dropbox. So one question in there, plus our bell ringer for today. So work on those two things.
Yeah, I already did it. You want me to show you? I already did it.
I gotta end the
You want me
stream.
to show you what I wrote?
Goodbye to the 0 viewers.